The only way that I figured out how to do it is to really take a conscious effort on dials and switches. As soon as I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, wham, sit it right at a 4. Brush my teeth with purpose, my whole morning routine, I get in the truck, the music's a little different. Now it's Ludovico because I'm going in for a cold plunge. I'm trying to get my mind right. I'm trying to scrub out all the hate and toxicity, whatever I have going on inside me. My whole morning is purpose built. They don't know I'm here. They don't even know I'm gone. So my husband and my father dial is cranked it to 0. I'm not thinking about them at all. I've given you everything else. My morning routine is not about them. It's not about Instagram. It's not about subscriptions. That morning routine is just for me. That fitness is not for you. It's not for them. It's for me. And I do it because it puts me on a better trajectory in my life. That's why I do it, not for anybody else. So once I go in there, I crank it all the way up. When I'm setting up for a deadlift or a big lift, whatever it's going to be, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm not thinking about the meeting I have at 10. I'm not thinking about the range block we have that afternoon. I'm not thinking what I'm going to have for lunch. Nothing. I'm focused on that one particular thing, and I have a good lift or I have a bad lift. When I'm done, I reset and do the same thing again. 20-minute walk. It really just sets a positive tone for the rest of the week and the rest of the day. If not, we're human like everybody else. If you wake up 30 minutes late, trying to rush the kids ready, now you miss the gym. Now that school bus that wasn't in front of you, now it is. Now you're late for work and a big meeting. Your whole week is just, just a big cycle of mess. If we can wake up and kind of just stack up consecutive wins over and over and over again, did I wake up at the same time? Did I get my fitness in? Did I get my 20-minute walk in? Was I positive first thing in the morning? If I start making that like a repeatable cycle, then when you introduce something negative, I am late, there is a conflict. When you look at it, percentages, it's such a small percentage, it's almost just a rounding error. Like that one anomaly, that one negative thing, it's not even really a thing, because I've had, 65 wins before 10 a.m., right? Yeah. Got up, ate right. Yeah. Control the things you can control, and not just obsess over the things that bother you if you can't control them. Try to be mindful of that when I'm walking around. Hover back, we had to go into a meeting. I've been hovering at a 4 or 5 this whole time, just allowing my whole self to process. Now I've got to go into a meeting. One, crank it over to 10, give you my undivided attention. As soon as I walk in a meeting, back to a 4. 20-minute walk. Okay, 20-minute walk. Anything happens in between, I'll dial it down. I'm not on my email, I'm not on my cell phone, I'm not trying to two-hand type, I'm not trying to listen to your phone call and give you my undivided attention. 60-40, 50-50, I'm not doing that. I shut off my email, I swivel around my chair and I look at you. Send it. There's nothing else that should matter more right now. Like, I hate this multitasking concept. Oh, I can have 4 browsers open, I can have a conversation with you and I'm on a Zoom call. No, you can't. No, you can't. And if you just stop lying to yourself and use some dials and really take some practice and use those buffers in between those transitional moments to set the stage, give yourself every opportunity, exhaust every resource. Have I really dialed it all the way down? Well, no, not really, because I left work, I was hateful, I listened to hateful ass music the entire way on a 3-way call, just screaming at these 2 dudes. I pulled my driveway and I walked right in on speakerphone. You didn't power down shit. You didn't power down a single thing. I mean, you can ask the old lady. I sit in that driveway, I'll put that thing in park and the garage door will open, the kids coming out, I'll re-shut it. Give me 5 minutes.
If your mind is one thing and your body's another, it's easy for your mind to be strong, right? But you got to do something physically to make your body strong. But when they're both strong together, then you're onto something.
Why let something like that ruin your day? Move the fuck on. You made mistakes. Fail quick, fail often, move the fuck on. Yeah, figure it out. You know what I mean?
It's not the rocks on the road. It's not the sun beating you down from afar, right? It's none of that. It's your mind telling your body to quit. You think the sun matters? Keep fucking walking. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't your clothes, it ain't your shoes. You know what I mean? I don't like this road, but it ain't the road. And if you're gonna make it, you're gonna make it.
The difference between like good and great is the step away. You need to be able to take that step. Most people fail before it gets to the great, and they walk away and they don't do it again. And what most people don't know is greatness is a step away. Take the step. Fail quick, fail often, figure it out. You know what I mean? Failure is the best learning tool. You will never get good in a zero defect mentality. You have to make mistakes to grow. Have to. So I would encourage everyone, start making mistakes today.
But the reality is like, I chose, the choice to smile. That's what it was, the choice to smile and to wake up and say, I'm gonna have a great day, let's go. I mean, it's not false motivation. If you tell it to yourself enough, you'll start to believe it. Is it false motivation, or is it how the journey begins, that baby step?
Did you have to find it a little bit?
Well, it starts as like false motivation because you really don't believe it. But then even false motivation's motivation, it works. And then eventually you'll believe it. But if you just try to say it like you mean it, right? Just one time out loud, right? You'd be amazed at how you felt afterwards.
Right now, you're present.
What else you gonna do? You know what I mean? You wanna go through life half-assed shit your whole fucking life? You wanna do bullshit your whole fucking life? That seems like it'd be more frustrating than like focusing and trying to get good at something. So you're gonna let one person with some up mindset crush your lifetime of work? No. You have to mentally realize this is your life, and with your life goes along certain things. You have to stay fit. Have to. Like, you're doing no one any fucking good if you're the fattest, slowest motherfucker on the battlefield. Doesn't help anybody. Everyone's gonna fail, man. Like, nothing's perfect. Life isn't perfect. Get used to it. You know what I mean? Literally, I failed every thing. When I hit bottom, did I know I was at bottom? No, I think I was still having a good time. You know what I mean? But then when I realized and I seen in the mirror I'm at bottom, I knew I needed to do something. People have the 60%, the 30% of what they do down pat. It's the other 60% or whatever the math works out to be that you have no idea what the fuck is going on. And until you do, you can't make a better decision. But the problem is we watch the fucking internet and we think we're getting the truth, but we don't get the truth. We're getting this much of the fucking truth. And you might accept this as truth, but it ain't the whole truth. So we live in a world of half-truths. What people don't realize is shit isn't complex. We want to make it complex. If we could just keep most of what we do just fucking simple. A kid doesn't make anything more complex than it needs to be. Let it go, right? Like, life, there's a lot of stuff's gonna happen to you. You can't carry all of that. It's heavy. Like, and I look at my parents, grandparents, the older generations, like, they carried a lot of heavy shit around with them for no reason. You're gonna live your whole life with shit where like you could easily just let some shit go and move on and try to be free of it, why let it weigh you down as a person, You got to decide you want to be the victim or not, because every one of those things is what the victim would say. Not the victim, what would they say? Not woe is me is like, well, it happened, but I'm stronger now. You know what I mean? If you want to play the victim, and a lot of people look, I don't know what it is, but people love the victim story these days. But if you want to play the victim, it's always going to be woe is me, right? And then, but if you're not the victim, what would the not victim say? And it's nothing close to that. It'd be just the opposite. So okay, right? Like anything, you take your licks. Happens. Like, keep moving, you keep pushing it down, you wonder why, like, you're mad all the time. You wonder why you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of things people could do, and then everyone's different, but I think there's a lot of things people could do stuffing it down where they just start to show symptoms of that. But, you know, all of it is like, if you're stuffing it down, you're hanging on to it. What are you hanging on to? The past? You know what I mean? Like, I had a guy the other day ask me, like, you know, I'm trying to remember the question, but he asked me, like, about a place in Iraq. And I was like, what do I think about it? I think it was 25 years ago. You know what I mean? And he was just kind of like, wow, like, yeah, it was. You know what I mean? Like, he was still kind of in it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, that was 25 years ago. Like, what are we talking about? I mean, we can look back on it as the past and talk about the past, but like, I'm not stuck there. You know what I mean? But he was. You know what I mean? So obviously there's some shitty stuff down there. You know what I mean? That like he has to let go himself. And then when I said, I was like, well, why do you want to know that? It's 25 years ago. Like he told me it really hit him kind of deep, you know? Life, there's a lot of stuff's gonna happen to you. You can't carry all of that. You know, it's heavy. Like, and I look at, like, you know, my parents, grandparents, the older generations, like, they carried a lot of heavy shit around with them for no reason. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna live your whole life with that shit where, like, you could easily just let some shit go and move on and try to be free of it, you know? Why let it weigh you down as a person?
What I'm saying is find what if you just found one thing that you liked, go do a ton of it until you can find something else you like. Now you got two things, some of one, some of another, you know what I mean?
I always tell people it's like a book and you're stuck in one chapter. Are you gonna be in that chapter till you die? Right? And then where are you in your book? Where are you? Are you halfway through? Are you not halfway through? Are you most of the way through? Where are you in your book? Because obviously there's got to be an ending to this book, and there's probably some better days past where you are now, but you're not going to get to them if you're just stuck there. You know what I mean? So I always tell people, like, turn the page, get to the next chapter, start writing new chapters.
I got on the scale, I weighed 280, and I figured I got to do something. I never even seen anybody this heavy in front of me. You know what I mean? And like, let alone, I'm the fat guy. I've never been the fat guy my whole life.
I guess it was like a slow decline. I was a slow decline. But at the same time, like, I think it was like my norm. I thought this is what I should be. I should be a fat old guy. I should be, you know what I mean? I thought I should be those things. So it was a like slow decline with acceptance maybe until like my eyes were opened by it. I never even seen anybody that heavy. Never. Like, so it was like, I'm the heaviest person I've ever seen on a scale. That can't be right. You know? And it was.
So one year I made a resolution, I'd put on Instagram too, you know, that I was gonna start walking 30 minutes a day and eating protein yogurt in the morning. And then I still eat my protein yogurt. I ate some this morning, and then look, we walked.
Yeah, burying it, you're still carrying that you know what I mean? You know, once you stuff it down, it's like, it's heavy, it's still heavy. You're still carrying it. You're still gonna carry it. So what good is it stuffing it down? You know what I mean? When at the time it happens, you could let it go, right? Not only let it go, but you could see it in a positive light, because the stuffing it down is the victim mentality. You need to be able to take that step. Most people fail before it gets to the great, and they walk away and they don't do it again. And what most people don't know is greatness is a step away. Take that fucking step.
Are we perfect straight away, or does...
No one's perfect, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but, you know, you'd be better off letting some shit go than not. You know what I mean?
Do you remember the process of, because you said that at one point you were the happy, funny guy, and then that kind of wore thin and didn't, you kind of lost that. Talk us through that at the start. So when you first started, you was the happy, funny guy?
Yeah, when I joined the Army, I was the smart ass, do push-ups because I can't keep my mouth shut, right? And then somewhere I lost that, and I was just to the point, direct, honest. Nobody likes that. You know what I mean? Trust me, nobody likes that. And I realized, man, I'm not funny no more. And then I realized not being funny led to a lot of shitty days. Hated my everything. And then I realized, I'm going to try to be funny. I'm going to try to smile all day today. And then the first day I did that, I had a great day. So that I thought it was a choice for a while, smile or be grumpy. So I choose smile, but really I was choosing positivity, to be positive. There always should be a silver lining. And then look, if you don't play the victim role, right, you're going to take your licks and you're going to get stronger. And it's not woe is me, it's, hey, this happened and it's not going to happen again, or, whatever, right?
If your mind is one thing and your body's another, it's easy for your mind to be strong, right? But you got to do something physically to make your body strong. But when they're both strong together, then you're onto something. Thinking about Instagram or whatever the people think about these days. You have to be present in the moment, and you have to undo this so someone don't choke the snot out of you. I think people miss the how much sanity this is for people, right? Because what ends up happening is, I think depressed people just don't know what they like, because everything's stupid. But if you just knew what you liked, what do you like? You like Apple Jacks? Let's eat some fucking Apple Jacks. What the It's not the rocks on the road. It's not the sun beating you down from afar, right? It's none of that. It's your mind telling your body to quit.
No, you gotta go. No one's looking at you. They don't give a fuck about you. You gotta show up and pass. Like, there's no grooming you or like, this guy's gonna be great. No one gives a fuck about you. You wanna step up and try out, go for it. Work hard, I don't care, I'll work hard. Stay longer, I'll stay fucking longer. I don't want this to end. This is where I belong. I would do whatever it takes every day to ensure I have a spot tomorrow.
You think the sun matters? Keep walking. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't your clothes, it ain't your shoes. You know what I mean? I don't like this road, but it ain't the road. And if you're gonna make it, you're gonna make it.
Oh, hell no. I just wanted to be a new guy on the team till I die. It's intimidating, man, because a lot of guys are genetic specimens. Like, just naturally, they're gifted at every fucking thing, anything they touch. Do it like this? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And they'll fucking smoke it. So there's a lot of guys that are genetic specimens when it comes to fitness. Like, you got to work hard. If you're, I consider myself a regular guy for fitness, not a genetic specimen. And I had to fucking work hard every day to keep up with these guys. And they're not even working hard, It's called the present, a present, because it's a fucking gift. The future, the past, you can't do shit about that. Live in the present, it's a fucking gift. That's why it's called a present. That's why you get presents on Christmas and chase it, man.
What about?
So you fail, you'd learn something, do it again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, go for it. live your life to the utmost you can. People see that and enjoy that. And I think it's why I get so many positive comments. I'm just trying to do my best out here on a daily basis, and I think people see that. I would say this, I think, especially with your body, nothing happens quick with your body. You want to start losing weight and you're overweight, it's going to take you a while to lose that weight if you're just walking, but it'll come off. It just takes time. People live on the internet to the nearest second, and they realize there's shit out there that still takes time. You know, so as soon as you realize this is it's baby steps in a long game, this becomes a lot easier to do. You know, but people they want to lose all the weight today. They want to do it all now. They want to, and the reality is like, well, that's not exactly healthy. I would tell you this is like, if you have a plan for something and it requires multiple steps, just keep it in baby steps. First off, no one's going to believe your whole fucking plan, and no one's going to say that you're going to be able to pull this off anyway. So why fucking tell them? You know what I mean? And then the next thing is just keep it baby steps. You know, if I want to get here, let me just get here first, and then here, and then you know, along the way, like, well, what if you change? Or what if you met your goal early and want to do another goal? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know, but you wouldn't be doing that, because when I was fat, all I did was say no. I wouldn't say yes to this hike. You have to make mistakes to grow. Have to. So I would encourage everyone, start making mistakes today. You know, your mindset has a lot to do with it, but if you stay, you know, you realize you want this as your job and you want to prolong this as long as possible, get in the gym. You have to. So you're gonna let one person with some up mindset crush your lifetime of work? No. If this is your life, embrace it 100% and embrace all of it. Guy needs to be confident. He needs to be able to take little guidance and make the most of it, you know? Make it happen when no one told you to make it happen. Like, just little things that make people great, you know? But it's not just the unit, right? It's people do this in life. Because every one of those things is what the victim would say. You know what I mean? Because not the victim, what would they say? Not woe is me, is like, well, it happened, but I'm stronger now. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you want to play the victim, and a lot of people look, I don't know what it is, but people love the victim story these days. But if you want to play the victim, it's always going to be woe is me, right? And then, but if you're not the victim, what would the not victim say? And it's nothing close to that. It'd be just the opposite. So like, you know, okay, right? Like anything, you take your licks, shit happens. Like, keep moving, you know?
Because a lot of people, they enjoy the negative. It gives them something to talk about. They relish in it. And I used to be like that. You know, the glass was always half. Wasn't half full, wasn't half empty, it was just half. And when you say things like that, they automatically start to trend in a negative manner. Like, so I'm just happy I have something. But I try to find the positive. That naturally just starts to rub off on people. Like, even if people introduce something negative, you just override it with a positive. I'm just combating it all day. Somebody who's lived in such a negative light for so long, it's like any bit of positivity you can pull in just makes it that much more better. You see a hardship or you see a negative and you immediately want to confirm its negativity. So you just start to overlay just negative on top of negative on top of negative. Vice, you look at the exact same problem through a light of positivity. Like, what about that can I control? How can I affect the outcome? How can I affect the change? And a lot of this, just the way you look at it, it's literally just your viewpoint. You gotta look on the entire situation. If you choose it to be negative, you'll confirm its negativity. The confirmation bias. I want that to be negative, it is negative. Hey, you, confirm it's negative. And now you start to draw people in, or even the engagement. It'll start off in a negative tone. Like 5 minutes, I'll sit there, I'll listen to Ludovico, and I'll zen out. I'm like, do not show them how stressed you are right now. Do not show them, they do not understand. They don't know what work stress is. They don't know what I'm dealing with. And at a certain point, she doesn't either. She doesn't need that. She doesn't need me coming in talking about whatever issues we're dealing with. None of it matters. What she needs is 100% focus on her and these kids right now. The only way that I figured out how to do it is to really take a conscious effort on dials and switches. Everything I do is purpose-built. Everything I do in my morning routine is so I can control my optimal end state and so I can have bandwidth for other people. And once I do that, I swear to God, it's like superpower. Like I can really dial this thing up and I can really dial it back and I can do nothing and I can just recharge my batteries. And a lot of this, that's the company you keep. People are chargers, people are drainers. You met Vernon today. Vernon's a charger. He walks in, you automatically feel better. I can plug into him and I leave every conversation. I feel better. Some people walk into a room, it's like, ooh, God, when's this dude gonna leave? You almost have to do a one-for-one trade-off. But now you know that, now you recognize it. That's just a heightened state of awareness. That's not some secret Navy SEAL shit. That's just normal people reading off the room. It's like when you know that Pam is terrible and every time she walks around you feel worse, avoid her. Just avoid her. And it's not hiding your head in the sand, it's purpose-built. Like I'm avoiding conflict because I know it doesn't serve me later. If I can't control that outcome and I don't have to associate with her, I'm not going to.
To me, it's been a saving grace. If I just surround myself with people that are better than me, I don't mind being last, because I'm still pretty good. But if I surround myself with everybody who's lower than me, they'll naturally just pull you down. It's like, well, if I'm not purpose-built, if I'm not focused on who I'm giving my time and attention, my detail to, I just give it to everybody. It's like that instant respect thing. Like you have to earn respect. We just give it to everybody. We want to be trusting by nature and it ends up biting you in the ass more often than not. So I slow it down a little bit and I'm a little more purpose-built with it.
Hyper-vigilant. And that's not tactically, that's just a thing. Kobe Bryant, hyper-vigilant. Michael Jordan, hyper-vigilant. People that do anything at a super high level, you're living inside there. You look at neurosurgeons, like they're living that world all day long and it's very hard to power down. It's very hard to unflick that switch because it took you so long to get there. It's like you don't know how to shut it off. You've never done it before. We have to put in a couple little baselines and benchmarks in our day that allow us the opportunity to even think about dialing it down. It's the consistency. Am I better than I was the day before? Yeah, because naturally I have more experience. I have more experience today than I did yesterday. Have I been living in this vessel for one day longer? Yeah, I naturally have more experience. So it could be as simple as, did I work out today? Yep. Did I do one extra rep? Mm-hmm. Did I do more weight than I did last week? Yeah, 3 pounds. Not a big jump, just enough. Just enough to keep myself on track. Am I still pushing forward? Am I still applying steady pressure every single day? Yeah, I haven't let myself go. You haven't missed a workout? Nope. You haven't missed a 20-minute walk? Nope. Why? Because I said I wouldn't. It doesn't have to be this I don't have to climb Mount Everest. I just need to wake up every single day with a reason to swing my feet out of bed and pop up quick. Like I have to have a reason. Why? Because I want to be better than I was yesterday. Because the people that I support deserve it. Like I'm not perfect. I'm an imperfect creature. Ask anybody, they'll tell you. The only difference between me and you is I'm actively trying to get better. A lot of people just want to sit there like, it's good enough. I said the same thing, dude. Until you realize good enough isn't good enough. You can always be better. There's a lot of room on the table, man. Like I can really be better. I can be better at a lot of things that I never even cared about before. Let's hammer down. Set the example. It goes back to the Be a Pro thing. That 1% better. That's how the professionals do it. How you want to get better at anything. Do it 10 minutes every day, 365 days a year. At the end of that year, you'll be better than 80% of the population that does that one thing. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, that's the truth. It does not take an exuberant amount of time or attention. It just takes steady pressure. And a lot of times, instead of doing it, you just want to scroll through IG for an extra 10 minutes. Well, you don't have to. You could learn a new skill. You could polish on the existing skill. You could have a better conversation with your kids, your wife, grandmother, your mother, whatever. A lot of people just don't want to do it. It sounds too hard. It's like, I don't have the time for that. You don't have the time for that? You're not making the time for that. Same people that, they want to lose weight, but they don't want to diet. They'll go through 40 years of being overweight, and then all of a sudden you see them, you're like, what happened to you? And you're like, yeah, you know, I finally did this diet and I finally just stuck with it. And he's like, come to think of it, you know, I never really tried before. I kind of just stopped eating the lean cuisines and I gained 40 pounds back. Now what? I don't change my diet. I stick to it and I bring my food with me, I drink my water, I blah, blah, blah. So you just adopted the fact this is what it's gonna take. Yeah, it takes what it takes. You just didn't think you'd be able to do it, so you just stopped trying. If you make it digestible and not easy but maintainable, people will get on board with it. And a lot of times they need to see someone show them like it doesn't have to be rocket science. It does not have to be so complicated that you couldn't figure this out. Tell everybody, do a 20-minute walk every night after dinner, do it for a week. Do it for 2 weeks, then do it for a month. If you're not losing weight, if you're not doing this, your diet is really, really terrible, introduce another walk. I know you feel better off the walk, I know you do. I've never had anybody like, man, I did those 20-minute walks for a week, I really feel like shit. Like, no, you don't. Never had anybody say that. I've had thousands of people call me like, changed my life. Me too, that's why I keep saying it. Like, I don't get paid every time somebody does a 20-minute walk. I only do it because I know how much it's helped me. Like, without those 20-minute walks, man, I'm not kidding you, I would be screwed right now. And I just don't want to see people suffer. I've been there. I've been the only guy on my island alone. I've been there. And I hate when it happens to people, because it doesn't have to be. Like, we can get through this thing together, but not if you're not willing to help yourself. If you're going to lay down in the fetal position and cry to me about how hard your life is, it's not going to work. You got to be open, honest, and we have to be willing to put in some work. I'm not going to make it impossible, but got to make it work.
I think that's one of the things that I started to realize is time's the only thing I can't get more of, and I'm wasting my time on a couple of people or a couple of scenarios or groups of people that don't really serve me, they don't serve my people. I'm not wasting more time on you. Like, you don't actually want me to get better. You're keeping me here because I can anchor you and you can pull me down.
It's necessary to limit your options and narrow your focus. I don't want any external factors pulling bandwidth for me. I just want to focus on this one thing right now. That's the only thing I truly care about because it matters. So I'm going to hammer down on this one thing right now. And when I'm older, and you know, hindsight being 20/20, if someone could have given me a gift at 17, it would have been the concept, maybe not the application, but the concept of a dial and not just a switch. Later on in your life, I'm going to reintroduce this to you and you'll remember back. You won't know how to apply it, but I'll show you then. Just the concept would have helped me.
Because they're trying to get your mind to break.
All you have to do to quit is ring the bell. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to wake up at 5 o'clock.
But Hell Week is really when, you know, people get sucked out.
When day one hits, it's like they hit you with a sledgehammer. And man, there's a mass exodus of people that quit within the first couple of days, just right out the gates.
Everywhere. It's everywhere. It's right there. They'll even say, we're not finishing this until someone quits. And they're not lying. We were running up the berm with the logs and like, this isn't gonna end until someone quits. You ring the bell. After, I'd say probably an hour or two of just like carrying these heavy logs up and down the sand berm.
All you have to do to quit is ring the bell. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to wake up at 5 o'clock. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to be in the freezing cold swims. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to do the runs, the obstacle course, the PT, and you no longer have to endure the hardships of training. All you have to do is ring the bell to get out. If you want to change the world, don't ever, ever ring the bell.
Weed out the people who don't have the mental fortitude to endure massive discomfort and pain to want to be there. During that week, you get almost no sleep. You'll average about 3 hours of sleep. Probably 72 hours in, you're starting to hallucinate. 90% of the time, you are wet, cold, and coated in sand. You're shivering all the time.
The shadows of the trees were on the opposite side. We were there for a very, very long time. And I remember he started doing these, like, tell me to run to this shed. So I'd run to it and I'd get back. He's like, oh, you missed it, do it again. And I kept doing it and kept doing it. And I was realizing I was getting to a place of I can't win. I started crying. I wanted to like fight, but I would have got destroyed because I was smoked and he was much bigger and stronger than I was.
It is designed to be mentally, physically, and emotionally overwhelming. I mean, it's purposely designed to be that way. It's purposely designed to be unfair.
I remember he came up to me and I was like in my pity and my sorrows and my tears. And he just said something about it might be a sand flea to you, but it could cost you or even more importantly, your buddy's life. And I was like, it hit me. Like I went from this like very shy, timid, scared, fearful boy. And it was like, that was the event that I like the unafraid was kind of birthed. I started to embrace the pain. I started to embrace the hard breathing. I started to embrace what he was giving me, which is only making me stronger and bigger. Not only like physically, but more importantly, mentally. I went from poor me, the victim mentality, to, okay, let's go. Give me more. What I learned, especially through that training, is a guy that looks beastly, again, it goes back to your mind. They can crumble really quick when you start implementing cold, tired, sand, I'm hungry, someone's yelling at me, my pride's getting affected, I'm the victim like I had in the sand pit. It's a lot different. I've seen guys that are like, this guy is no way gonna make it, and he does. He has a heart of a lion. You can't explain it. Like seeing all the helmets, like the more helmets we got, the more motivation I was fueled. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, at that time, I was like, all right, I'm better than that person. I'm stronger than that guy, I'm not quitting. So the longer that line got, the ones that are left, that was fuel.
On average, you'll lose almost 80% of the class will quit during Hell Week.
Like, are we gonna play the victim game? Or are we gonna be like, hey, this is my situation, let's rise. I mean, that is the choice I believe we have, not only in buds, but everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like something that might be detrimental to one person's brain is not a big deal to the other, and vice versa. But I think that a lot of times you can use things to your motivation that people tend to bring them down. You know what I mean? A lot of people could look at that same situation like, man, look how many people are quitting. Okay, cool. It'll be acceptable if I quit. I can justify it. Because we did this event and like 30 guys dropped. I mean, it's Hell Week. Everyone knows about Hell Week. It's so hard. I quit in Hell Week, just like everyone else. I can justify it for myself. I can almost, again, self-sabotage and talk myself into quitting. Or I can be like, yeah, I don't think so. I'm not falling for your games. What's next? I want to learn how to dive and jump out of planes.
But he was like, you're a skinny little runt. He's like, you're never going to make it through training. He's like, I want you to go down, and every day I want you to sit in the bay for 10 minutes. It's like the middle of winter. So the water temp's like, I don't know, 38, 40 degrees. And I would do it every single day. I'd go sit in there. I think it probably created more of that perception, which just drove me even more to say, I'll prove you wrong. A will to survive and persevere is a really powerful thing. Will to live and the will to overcome. And I think that's something that Hell Week and SEAL training teaches you. This is so much exponentially hard than I ever thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be brutally cold, and it was going to be very hard. And I knew as long as I didn't quit, for the most part, I'd make it.
They want perfection, which you can't ever get, but they weed you out more. And a lot of guys don't want to go because of that very thing right there. They get to a certain point, they don't want to be weeded out anymore, which I get. I mean, I didn't want to be weeded out, but it's like, dude, you gotta at least go for it, you know?
I always had this drive I want to be, the best and, where I have the ability to be the best. So, and I did. I excelled. I did pretty well as a young enlisted SEAL. I think humans are built to accomplish things. I think we're just made this way. I think humans feel good when we accomplish tasks. I don't care who you are. I don't care what task it is. If you're playing a video game, you feel good when you reach the next level. I think we are goal-driven individuals. It taught me a lesson in perseverance and that, hey man, you don't have to be the biggest, you don't have to be the strongest. Like heart and a will to drive forward can carry you so far in this life. You know, it sucks when we go through hard moments in this life, but also know that it may be preparing you for something bigger that's coming that you don't know. You know, be thankful, try and grind through it. Yes, it will be hard, and it was.
All you have to do to quit is ring the bell. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to wake up at 5 o'clock. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to be in the freezing cold swims. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to do the runs, the obstacle course, the PT, and you no longer have to endure the hardships of training. All you have to do is ring the bell to get out. If you want to change the world, don't ever, ever ring the bell.
It's like all I've got to do is really show up and just put out. Just try as hard as I can. At the end of the day, if you've exhausted all the resources, and I can look at myself in the mirror and go, it's not for lack of effort. I tried. You are going to mess up. You are going to fail. You're going to make stupid errors. Everybody does. Well, how do you come back from it? Just try not to make the same ones again. And unfortunately, guys do make the same ones. I've definitely made the same mistakes over and over and over. And now I'm sitting back here as the whole picture unfolds going, that's part of my story. I'm not designed to be perfect. I never was. I'm kind of flawed from the very beginning. But that's some of the beautiful parts of my story, is I have learned. And now that I am here, instead of jumping on a pedestal, like, look how great I am, like, look how flawed I am. Look at all the things I accomplished. What I see is huge flaws. All of you guys play me on a video game and tell me how great I am. Like, I don't say that. Nobody else we've worked with ever said that. Nothing was ever good enough. We're always trying to be better. We're always trying to look for the flaws and try to make course corrections. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it, is most of the people that are at a super high level don't realize they're at a high level until it's over. The entire time. And that's the thing I love the most about that particular organization in the teams, is they get you to sacrifice. They get you to drop everything else like it doesn't matter, because you love that organization so much. You will spend the entire time of your career chasing something that never exists, and about the halfway mark, around the 10-year mark, you realize the perfection you're chasing, you're never gonna find. You spend the next 10 years accepting it. I don't care. I'm never gonna be perfect. I'm never gonna be, there's no number one seed at this team. There's no starting quarterback role in this team. There just isn't. We're all equal here. And all I really want to do is play the game again. I just want to play the game again tomorrow. Play the game again tomorrow. And that's the thing that's beautiful about it, is once you realize you're never going to catch it, the thing you're chasing, you're never going to hold in your hand, and you fucking do it anyway. That's the beautiful thing about it. Sacrifice it all for one more chance to play the game, knowing I can never take it with me. I think that's what they do better than most organizations, is they tell you that. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to achieve it, and you ain't never going to take it with you. Still do it anyway. That's a power that it's hard to, it's like loyalty. It's hard to define, but easy to recognize. Like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like, those dudes would do anything to be a part of that. No different than a professional athlete. How far are you willing to go? The whole way. I go the whole way right now. That's why I miss it. Put my pants on just like you did. I f*** this whole thing up just like you have. I'm still back here just trying to make it better. Am I perfect? No, man. Not even close. Still back here applying steady pressure every single day. Still doing my morning routine. I can always be better. Always. I think that's the difference. I just accept it. I am flawed. I have messed this whole thing up, and I will give it a voice, because you won't. All the people you're hanging around with their hands in their pockets aren't saying shit. I'll say it. Because people need to. Because I've been the only guy on the island. I've been the only person suffering through it with no one else to turn to. I don't want anybody else to feel like that. So if putting my story out on the internet connects a couple million people to realize, like, damn, that dude's struggling with mental health? That guy's got anxiety, depression? Man, I'd kill to have that guy's life. Yeah, from the outside, you would. It's not always, grass ain't always greener, man. The people that do anything at a professional level, like an ultra high level, you can't ignore it. When you see it, it doesn't matter if you're Hans Zimmer, if you're Steven Spielberg, at an ultra high level, you see the sacrifice it takes to be that guy. I see all the relationships you've had to discard. I see the time away from your kids, I see the time away from your wife, I see the compartmentalization, I see every ounce of it, because if you didn't do that, no one would know your name. No one would remember you. You'd be just like the rest of us. You had to go above and you had to sacrifice more, and now that you have, you'll be remembered forever. Because you are one of these standouts. You sacrificed more than most, but more importantly is you inspired everyone else to mirror what you've done. Whether that be in the production output or in the actual sacrificial nature of your life, like he sacrificed more than anybody else. Like how many people play back that thing of Kobe about everybody going out and burning it down. They came into the practice at 5 a.m. He'd already been in there since 3. He still did a practice, whooped all their asses and stayed late anyway. I'm like, how does he do this? He's obsessed. Because he's not going to let himself go. He's going the entire way, and he's setting the stage hopefully to inspire you. How many of those guys were on his team went on to be the greatest thing ever? Most of them. Once you see it at that level, that becomes your new baseline. We talk about backflips on motorcycles. Impossible, impossible, impossible. Now they're doing triples. They'll do a quad. Like once you see it done, once you've seen that it's achievable, that becomes a new standard. The standard is a standard until someone exceeds it. When the group exceeds it, they become a dynasty. And that's really the truth. Like that standard will maintain that standard until a singular individual knocks that out. Once he beats it, everybody else kind of looks around like, well, that's possible. What if him and 6 dudes do it? Oh shit. Now they've all adopted the same mindset, the same work ethic, same output. That's why they live on forever, as they should. Like we're trying to develop dynasties here. How do I get one person to affect change in all of these people? How do I make that infectious where you can't get the taste out of your mouth? You have to do better. You wake up in the morning, you're like, I feel unsatisfied. Why? I didn't do anything yesterday to make me better. It sucks, doesn't it? Yeah. What are you gonna do today? Twice what I was gonna do yesterday. Hammer down, man. Keep going. When you've got the motivation, keep it rolling. Keep pouring coal into it. Just keep going, keep going. I think once you get them going, it's hard to get them to stop. Set the baseline and let them go. And I do have the luxury that that place just fosters really, really good performers. The military does in general, but in all walks of life. But that is my secret, is I surround myself with people that I want to be like. I implement what they do. If you look at Kobe Bryant's morning routine, if everyone would just stop in whatever it was, how ridiculous it is if everyone on the earth stopped and did that for 30 consecutive days, you'd be better. You've already seen the magic. It already works. It's like they've already set the foundation. All you got to do is just follow the plan. It's like, well, they wake up at this time, they go to bed the same time I do. Just the stuff they do in between is so much better, so much more productive. How do they do that? Well, they learned it from somebody. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. But just do that. Surround yourself with new people. Every time you go to that big fish, small pond, just stay away from that. If you're the smartest dude in the group, find a different group. If you're the strongest guy in the group, find a different group. There's always someone stronger, always someone bigger, better, faster. Just surround yourself with those people. It'll naturally rub off and it just elevates your game that much more. I don't care if you're playing basketball, you're playing pool, whatever you're doing. If you play with high-level people, your game naturally gets better. It just will. A lot of people just want to get stuck and they want to make Tuesday feel just like Monday. I don't want to do that. I'd like to live a routine, but not the same routine every day. I'm trying to get better every single day. In order to do that, I have to keep my look up and out. I've got to be looking for new people to chase. Oh, that guy's really good at that. Come over here. Show me how to do that. Actually, don't even show me, just keep doing it and watch it for a minute. That's really what it is. Like, to me, that's kind of the meaning of life. How far can I get, but how far can I get the people around me? Like, I don't want to finish first. I just want to finish. If all my crew beat me and I came in dead last, that is not a bad thing. I think that's the difference now. Free going to Mexico is now, I don't want to be first. I'm fine with being dead last in this pack, because if we're being honest, I'm setting a baseline of what is minimum standard. We got a really high fucking standard. And that's what we do with everybody. I just want you to be better than me, because that just keeps me chasing you. I don't want to be the front runner. I don't want to be the strongest dude in here. I'm happy with being average, because the average is so high in this room, it doesn't matter. I think that's what people lose. Like, if they don't win, they lose confidence. Like, jump in a pool with Michael Phelps, you ain't gonna win. You'll be better though. That was one of the lessons that guy Barrett told me when I wanted to go. About screening and selection and preparation, all of that, you have to surround yourself with people that want to be on the same path you are. If they're ahead of the path, it's even that much better. Now you have someone to follow. You see the blueprint out in front of you, but you have to constantly be reassessing. Who am I trying to be? What's that mentor? And then what's the mentor that he's looking at? He's not looking back, seeing if I'm chasing him. He's looking for the next guy. I'm looking over his shoulder. Who's the guy he's chasing? How do I get in that position?
So that lone wolf mentality is like, can be a negative.
To me, it's a negative, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you're chasing. If you don't have anyone to chase, you're just the trendsetter. But a lot of times, if we're being honest, it's just flying blind. You don't have anything to reference off of. Like, I'm the strongest dude in my gym. You're the only guy in this gym. You're at a home gym. He's like, still the strongest dude in the gym. Like, well, why don't we go to this gym and we'll see how you compare? Like,
Yeah.
it's not really the same thing. Like, I'm the fastest dude in my high school. You're the only guy on the track team. Doesn't really add up. Let's get you with some people and let's really push the pace and see how far you can go. And a lot of it, if you've never seen how far the human body or the human potential can actually go, you have no idea. You have no idea what your true capabilities. You only know what you've achieved so far. It's a lot of stuff we do with Vernon. How far can I go? How high can I jump? How heavy can I pull? Can I pick that up? Like, I have no idea. I think I can. Well, let's see. Really, really push. But it takes someone to know your limitations and know how far you can actually go. Steady pressure. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. If not, you become stagnant. You become really comfortable, and good is good enough. This is good enough, man. This is fun. Like, I'm totally content with being like this forever. Yeah, I mean, really, until the risk of being the same outweighs the risk of change. It's like, I don't want to be the same guy forever. I don't. Until I'm really willing to make a chance, I'll be that guy forever. Like, I'm not afraid of the change. I'm afraid of staying this way forever. Okay, what are you gonna do? Whatever it takes.
I don't think people realize how much risk they're in of remaining the same.
That's the thing that, it cripples me. Like, to think back of who I was 5 years ago and to think I could still be that person now, that's one of the biggest scares I have. If I would have maintained that trajectory where I'd be at right now, if I wouldn't have surrounded myself with positive people, if I somehow would have managed the storm and where I'd be at. Like, nobody I'd want to be. Definitely not clonable. I wouldn't want 25 me running around. Not back then. There are moments in my life where ultra proud of who I am and what I've done and what I've contributed, and moments in my life where I couldn't be more embarrassed. I look at it. Is that a professional answer? Why'd I do it? Here, stone cold sober, I have no idea. I think that's the thing that plagues me the most. If I look back on the big errors I've made, there's only one thing I'll tell you, and I think a lot of people get a lot out of this. Every single mistake I've ever made in my life that I can recall right now could have been solved with a singular question. Is what I'm doing now or what I'm about to do benefit my group in any way? No. Does me drinking a six-pack and driving make my team better? Nope. Does me getting faced and staying out till 4 a.m. in downtown LA when I've got a wife and 2 kids at home make me better? Nope. Does it make my family better? No. Does it hurt my family? Does that affect my job too? So you're actually hurting the team. Yep. Does skipping the gym make my team better? Nope. Taking all these drugs make me better? Nope. It's like, at the end of the day, if you just look at it in that, everything I do physically, everything I do in my morning routine is for the optimal end state. Does that support the optimal end state? No. What are you doing? It solves itself. And I had a troop chief that told me that everything you're doing should be purpose-built. Is wearing that t-shirt represent my group? No. And take it off. Roger that. I'm setting the alarm clock every single morning. You can't push it 15 minutes to the right. Just sacrifice your sleep. Like, if you have to get it done, sacrifices must be made. So maybe you're not staying up till 10 o'clock. Maybe you're going to bed at 8 because you have to wake up at 4. Stop. If you're laying in your bed right now talking about how bad your life is, stop. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to hear you from there. But I will be consistent. And the tricks that I can do, I'll do every time. Like, when I go 10 out of 10, it builds a confidence you just can't ignore. Like, I know I can hit that because I put in all the reps. And, you know, I don't know if that was part of my childhood or just part of the stuff I kind of stole from the old man, but, you know, it's, did you exhaust all the resources? Like, I've done everything I could. It's not for a lack of effort. If I didn't make it, I'm just not good enough. I need more time. It's not for a half-assed attempt. Like, I've exhausted all resources to be as good at that one thing as I possibly can, and I'm just not there yet. Like, I can predict my future. I can read lines that nobody else can see, and I'm passionate about this one thing, and if I can figure out how to compartmentalize and package this passion for this one thing and make that a universal, I'm on to something magical here. If I have a purpose-built routine, then I can tailor it to what I need. I don't have time to do full fitness. What am I doing? 20-minute walk in the morning fasted. I'll wake up an extra 10 minutes early and I knock out a walk before I go to work. Easy. The average person can walk a mile in 20 minutes. I do it 3 times a day. 3 miles a day, 20 miles a week. Anybody can do that. I've been on the same morning routine since 2003, 4. Pretty much the same thing. I wake up at the same time, go to the gym the same time, pretty much eat the same meals. I've been drinking that same protein shake for 14 years. It's my routine because I adopt it because it works. And I structure my day around it. So and that's what people talk about, is if my day were to shift, my routine were to shift. If I were to adopt graveyard shift, and now my mornings are really at night, my whole routine would shift to adopt that. When we go overseas, it's the same thing. Everything just shifts because it's not manageable. I'm not going to wake up at 4 a.m. if I'm not going to work until 2:30. That doesn't make any sense. Anybody who does something that they obsess about, or that they think that is the reason they were put on the earth. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You look at an MMA fighter, a boxer, a professional swimmer, look at Michael Phelps. How hard it is to beat Michael Phelps. He talked about it. The mental health aspect and just how much you sacrifice to do that one thing. It's hard, but it takes sacrifice. It takes what it takes. And a lot of people, they can't thread that needle. They can't have a strong family life and a strong work life. I think as you're setting that foundation, it takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of personal sacrifice, and a lot of it is just time with you. Don't bring a wife into it. Don't bring kids into it. You need to sit there and build your foundation to withstand all the other stuff you're about to ask it to do. If I could give everyone in the room a singular gift, it'd be the power of that 20-minute walk. Just walk. Do the 20-minute walk, man. It's only gonna help you. And it really helps with mental health. Your job's stressful, man. Work is stressful. If you don't take time for yourself, you'll never find it. Get up and I can walk. Now I have a purpose. Now I have a reason to wake up. Okay, well, I gotta get up, gotta do a walk. Gotta get up, gotta go to the gym. Gotta get up, gotta do this. Once I started to make that my habit, sort of form a routine, well, since we're on this journey, why don't I make a purpose-built routine? Let's do one just like how we did in the military, but instead of this, it's just me. I'm just optimizing myself now. Until I find an end state, I'll just work on me. That's what we did. I don't have a job, I don't have a career, I'll just focus on me right now. And it really pulled me out of the depths. It's been 10 years, you can't draw me a diagram to the inside of your local gym. You don't golf anymore, you don't play pickup basketball with your buddies, you don't do anything, you don't have time. You don't make the time. Like, before you do that, you'll be on the wrong side of 50 and it's over for you. I don't want that for anybody. I'm just trying to optimize your morning routine to give you the most bandwidth so when you do get home, now I can be a full-time dad. I can be a full-time husband because I'm not trying to compartmentalize or trying to juggle all these things at simultaneous times. Why don't you set a goal you can actually maintain? Like, let's go to bed at the same time every day for 7 days. Let's wake up at the same time every day for 7 days. Just do that. Let's add a 20-minute walk in after dinner. Let's add in one before you go to work. Now let's see what's realistic. Inside of your life structure, can you add a morning routine that has fitness before you go to work? There's something you can do just for you that makes you exponentially better without a lot of effort. And a lot of it is micro wins. I'm trying to stack up as many micro wins as humanly possible. Did I wake up at the same time that I was supposed to? Yep. Did I get my fitness in? Yep. Get a cold plunge in? Yep. 20-minute walk? Yep. Protein shake? Yep. Diet in check? Yep. Did I make my first meeting? Yep. That's 6 things before 10 a.m. I've done that 7 days a week, every day for 5 years. Get up and just move. Build a routine. Wake up, drive your car 15 minutes, go sit at Starbucks and drink a coffee inside the restaurant. Do that.
For me, motivational videos, I used to make them just to help me really. And I like to post them online. And that's basically how the channel started. I want to bring that back. I just want to say a big thank you. It's been since 2013, so it's been 12 years we've been doing this. So thank you. As a promise, we are going to release 2 motivational videos a week and inspire change. Thank you.